All right, y'all, we did it. Another win. It was a rough one. I got in here at the top of this 2 candle, right? Obviously, with this fair value gap, boom, we came in. I almost moved my stop to here. My stop was like probably, my stop might have been like down here, honestly. We can measure and see, actually. Whatever 100 ticks looks like. Yeah, so somewhere 20 ticks above this. So like probably like the bottom of this low here, okay? And I was like, you know how NQ is loves to sweep. So now I feel like I moved my stop to this low after we swept. I will wait for a liquidity sweep. After we sweep it, I'll move my stop. I almost moved it to this one, and as you see, we're finally pushing up. We're finally pushing up at what, like 10, 15? Because one, I was a little scared to get in because you see we have this 5-minute fair value gap. That's why I drew here and here. So I wasn't super scared about this because like we inverted this fair value gap, swept this liquidity. If we sweep liquidity, it's going to be a nice pullback into the gap. I just didn't want us to invert it to the downside. So once we came back into the gap, we finally pushed. So this is normal, you know, boom, boom, boom. It just sucks with the 1 minute, obviously. But once we took this liquidity, I was like, okay, cool. I was like, do I need to short my bracket? I was like, no, we're going to hold. We kept coming under, back and drawdown, then shooting back up. Coming down, nice big wick. We just kept coming down, nice big candles out of it after the chop, obviously. So I'm like, come on. The chop was building for a liquidity sweep, obviously. That's why that was so chop, liquidity sweep, push. Swept by side, so we got a good push down, boom, and then we finally, and there was a big 1 minute fair value gap here. You see it. This big giant one here. So I was like, okay, we're cool. We did invert it. That's why I said on the 1 minute, you got to wait. You have to wait, because what if you got in shorts right here on this inverted? Boom. Got it. Now there was an inverted fair value gap here on the 1 minute, so I would have gotten in here, but I wanted to wait till we crossed the EMA. We got a big thing of EMA. However, one of my rules is to not get in the EMA in between the higher time frame ones and lower time frame ones. So 100 and 200, and then the 9 and 21. And you see we're in the middle, but I didn't want to get in late, which I almost waited for. Like we waited for the inverted fair value gap on the 5 minute, and then, you know, I'm stopped out. That's why I didn't want to do, which on the 5 minute, that entry would have been here, and you would have got stopped the fuck out. Okay. Or on the even on the 1 minute, we didn't inverse to this big candle here. So let's see how many ticks against me that would have been. So I was like, you know what? Scared money doesn't make money. It still might not be that bad. Oh, 75. So yeah, we could have played it safe, got in. We would have left our, you know, thingy at 100. And then we would have pushed up eventually. And then we could have moved our stop loss to this low, protected if we wanted to. So we could have waited for that, which I was going to, because like you know, boom, 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 boom. But sometimes, you know, it's a Mondays. You know, sometimes this is already 200 ticks out. This is 300 ticks back in. And then this is a 600 on the way out. You know what I'm saying? So you could have easily got stopped out in this maneuver on a better volume day. And we have to keep our stops high. But I was very willing to take a second trade today, which did not want to do that. Which should not be a thing, my rules. However, since this is a prop firm, I'm trying to trade them more aggressively. I was wholeheartedly ready to do that. Let's just see from top to bottom how many ticks this is. 280, 300. So it's not even like 600, but you know what I'm saying? So that's why I tried to get in at 940. I got in at like 943 because my NinjaTrader and my computer my whole Windows parallel was being stupid. As you see on the 5 minute, here we are. On the 10 minute, I at least just wanted to take out these highs right here. The highs right here above, that's not even the high. Like, I think it's higher. It's like right here. It's like somewhere like up in the middle, above this, like right gap. Something like that. That's what I wanted us to take out. And my take profit was right there. So there it is. A good win nonetheless. Like I said, we lost Friday, so we need one more win in a row to be out of drawdown, and then we'll, see how we cook from there. But a good day nonetheless. You just have to keep your. It's a good strategy. It's just a little hard when you have a 1-to-1 and you gotta make sure you know where you're going and you keep your stop loss. Or you do a mental stop loss, but like here, if you wouldn't want to sell here for a loss if you got in on this big candle. You wouldn't want to sell here because also order block. I don't really trade order blocks, so I'm starting to pair them a little better because you see, someone said that you want a fair value gap over an order block. Here's your order block, this candle here, right before we got that little push. Now, I know Monet trades the order blocks, so she probably got a really nice entry here. Y'all know me, I get in and I just leave my stop loss below. And I was just going to leave it below this fair value gap that we made earlier. That was like my final. If we inverted this one to the downside, then yes. And then we also had this little gap here. I would have waited for us to for sure close below that. You know what I'm saying? We already inverted it once. So if we close below this one to the downside, then I feel like, okay, we're going down. So, that's just how I feel. It was a choppy, and I'm going to go to the gym now and then record TikToks afterwards. I don't think I'm going to do Amazon today. I did it yesterday, even though I had a good shift yesterday. I did my own neighborhood, which is like a dream to me, honestly. But it's raining today, and I don't, sometimes they put you in them dirt roads, and my car is like a small car. I'm not trying to get stuck in a dirt road. But a good win nonetheless. Time for me to journal it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.